Do it.
Isn't it?
And
we're live.
I was streaming. But how do we record as well? Ayo, just hit the record button at the bottom.
I think it records automatically on Facebook anyway.
No, but we want to save this video somewhere. Come on, mate.
Yeah,
it pops up on my phone.
Oh, Chris is happy. He done
Live. Stop holding back returns.
Stop holding back live.
You're live.
Press record. Yeah, press record.
The button.
Oh, this is us, boys. This is us.
What's the record button?
Yeah,
whoa.
we got 4 people viewing this right now, and it's us 4.
Hey, let's get started.
We're
live.
Hey man, just press the record button.
I don't know where to record.
That's me.
Right at the bottom.
That's me, right?
Right at the bottom on Zoom. You got invite participants.
Yes, John, you're famous.
Just press it.
I'm on global.
I just see share, chat, and more.
Record. Yeah, press more. Press more.
It says stop live stream.
Again, at the top where it says meeting. Press meeting. And then record is like the last option.
Oh, okay. Meeting. Switch.
Right at the bottom.
Says invite.
I don't have the option.
And then I've got the option. I'm literally looking at it, and AO's head is right above it. So annoying.
Hit it, Ruben. Just start recording then.
I can't. It says, please request record permission from the meeting host. AO, can I record?
Yeah. All right, then record it then.
Press some button to allow me to.
I don't know.
There is no button to allow people to.
Allow show meeting controls.
Oh, never mind.
Hey, it's dead, man.
Did it work?
What's the point of like doing this chat if it after we finish it, it just goes into the abyss? It's gone forever.
He'll be on Facebook still, right?
You're on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, but can you download it from there?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I trust you guys. Let's go.
Later.
I wouldn't trust me.
Chris, do the introduction. Let's go.
Introduction. This is SHB Unfiltered Podcast, episode 3. And we've got AI Sanya, we've got Sandu, we've got Ruben and myself, Christopher Jackson. People also call me CJ. And we were talking about where Sanjog sees himself other than in the current role that he's in at KPMG. So Sanjog, take it.
Yeah.
Bless you.
I've always had this. I just want to be a public speaker on that stage, an audience of people who either stutter or they have anxiety or anything else that holds them back. And I want to spread a message that you don't have to let anything hold you back. You know?
Yeah.
That's the dream anyway.
Cool. Ruben?
Hey, man, what are you doing? Wake up.
I am. Share the stream.
Sorry. I thought you doze off.
Oh, I'm showing
Hey,
the
trying to
stream.
get us as much traction as we can get.
Yeah, I'm showing the stream.
Hey, man, we're on Facebook Live.
What up, YouTube? We're just here on live Facebook streaming.
So to continue, Ruben, I understand that you have connections that can potentially help Sanjog to get there within a couple of months after all this coronavirus stuff, hopefully.
Yeah. Because Sanjog said that his aim was to be a public speaker and inspire other people who stutter. But I've got a question. What is the message that you actually want to send? Because it's easy to be kind of like I wouldn't say indulgent, but just kind of it's too broad to say, I want to be an inspirational, motivational speaker. What do you want to inspire them to do? What's your what's your angle, bro?
That's a good question. So it could either be to take action, or it could be to just accept everything that's happening and let it go. And if it's specifically to do with stuttering, it could be if you're going to speak, right, don't just aim to not stutter, right? If you want to speak, you need to be focusing on connection, being expressive, and being authentic.
The reason why I asked that question is because I've been to a few talks before, people who stutter, some people who don't, and it isn't always like the same thing that comes out in terms of content. Some have that platform, they simply wish to just be able to express themselves and just chat. Some people kind of have that same thing, they want to inspire people to come out of their shell. Some people inspire them to take action and look to improve their public speaking skills, like us. And there's sometimes conflict between, I guess, different ideas, because I think more because, like, if you always had like a message to share, and this has been something really personal to you, and then you start sharing it, you feel good, and then maybe there are other people out there who are sharing their own message about the same thing. It does make you feel a bit like kind of uncomfortable in that is the message I have the right one, or like, are they kind of wrong, and are they sharing the wrong message? And that's what I've seen in the stuttering environment, which is why I asked that question, because in the end, when you say inspire and to motivate and these kind of words, it doesn't mean anything unless there's a destination. What do you want them to like do at the end? Do you want them to also be able to stand up and speak out, or just kind of improve their speaking skills, improve other things like around their self-esteem? Because until you actually work that out, then you kind of you can make an impact to people, but it will be very short term, because if you don't have a take-home action for someone to do, then you're just going to be like kind of just that flash in the pan, or just that token person, just to, like, it sounds a bit harsh, but you'll just be that token person that they drag along. They got a space in their agenda, chuck him in, make everyone feel good for a few minutes, then back to normal afterwards. But if you actually want to make an impact, like, find your message, find your end goal, and that should really be what you're focusing on.
Yeah.
If you don't agree, you can say it.
I do agree, actually.
Call me out, bro.
I remember,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know, 18. I would avoid speaking. I would just avoid stuttering, right? I absolutely hated stuttering, and I wouldn't speak on the phone. I would change all my words, and I would do whatever it took to not stutter. And I remember at that age, I was always playing small. And I want to speak to all those people out there who are playing small, you know? And I want to inspire them to take that first step outside of their comfort zone.
Chris, Chris, you there? Yeah. Because I just wanted to tag you in as well, because similar thing that Sanjog's saying. Say hypothetically, if he was to go to a school now and do a talk about stuttering to 16, 17, and 18-year-old kids, right? What do you think, like, are things they should be taking from his talk? Because it will be kind of, it's in like a strange way. If you talk about this topic, you don't have to try. You will automatically be inspiring people, and there'll be tears and all that kind of stuff. That's a given, yeah. Because I've seen this like hundreds of times now. It's easy. The hard thing now is actually what you want them to know that they need. What did you need, Chris, at that age?
I would want to be given a message that the fact that I'm standing up here today in front of all you people, you are 16, you are 17, you are 18 years old. What you need to realize is no matter what limitations you think are placed on you at the moment, there are ways around it, and there are ways that you can do anything that you want to do, regardless of whatever your beliefs may be at this moment. Because the fact that we would even consider talking in public in front of a large audience, to me, thinking about doing that 3 years ago is crazy. It's obscene. It's like not even, like, I couldn't even comprehend it. So that's...
How does it feel now to do that?
Sorry?
How does it feel now to do something like that?
It feels
Walking apart,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just feels unbelievable that I've reached a point and I enjoy it. It's not, yes, you get nervous, but it's an exciting nervous. It's not like a, oh no, I hate this type of nervousness. And that's what I would want to be getting across to everyone, because everyone has their fears, everyone has their challenges, everyone has anxiety, whether it be about a job that they really want to do. The fact that I'm standing here in front of you means that you can do that job that you want to do.
Exactly. But then do all three of you think that that generally from people that you've heard giving these talks, are they actually conveying this to to the like people out there, that there are options, that there are things that they can do to change, to grow, and to actually develop these skills and like emotional strengths to actually take up public speaking. Ew.
Well, not so much about speaking, it's about just life and moving forward in life. I think you get a lot of these motivational speakers who talk about you got to have the right mindset, you got to take action, blah, blah, blah. But in my opinion, they also have to tell you the truth. Like, it's not easy to start a business. It's not fun half the time. It's not easy to do things that you know will give you a lot of pain in the short term, but in the long term, it will change your life. A lot of people need to understand that before you get anywhere, before you become the person you want to be, you're going to have to go through a lot of pain, mostly suffering, a hell of a lot of suffering. And some people can't do it, and it's okay. But don't get sold on a dream that, yeah, mindset is all you need, that you need a message, is all you need. No, you need to do stuff. You need to network. You need to meet people, spend the time to do things, that stuff which can be boring or hard to do. Man, just like for me, in my experience, I can't work for anyone ever again. So I have chosen the path to start a business, and it is right now, I am in pain, I'm suffering, but that's my choice. And I know where I'm going, it's worth it. But these people who preach about, mindset, blah, 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 don't tell you the hard stuff. And that's what people need to understand. It's not easy to become the person you want to become 5 years from now. It's going to take a lot of work, and don't let anyone sell your dream. And that's the same with stuttering. You get these people who want to sell you a dream that you could kill your stuttering, or you do a 3-day course and you'll be all right. No, it will take you years, if not forever, to get to a point where you can communicate to a good level. But if you do enough work, you will make it there eventually, really quickly as well. It just depends on your effort. That's what it is.
Transparency is the key. They're not transparent with every step that you have to take and what happens to you as a person through every step. That's what I feel, and that's what is missing, is transparency and understanding of what is expected of you to reach that end goal. So all these little steps can potentially crush you and destroy you if you allow it to, but that's all part of the process to get to the end of finish line, if you like. And even when you're at what you think is a finish line, it still ain't finish line. There's still more to go on and on and on.
Yo, just a quick one, Ayo. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Where's this being posted on, by the way?
Read the comments.
How?
On the Facebook feed.
What do I click on?
I'm getting questions.
You stream on Facebook.
On the StopHoldingBack page.
You dumb. 1 minute. Someone talk while
yes.
The comments. Hey,
well, if we're
entertained, bro.
If we're talking about stuttering, there is no quick fix, and also it's gonna take you, the person, understand and accept. You have to do something if you want to change your communication for better. No one is coming to save you. You have to apply yourself and do something about it. And that's what has made me, Ruben, Chris, and Sandro have the ability to come on here now and talk to you guys on Facebook Live. No one says it's easy. That's not the point. The point is you have to do it. Or if you don't, you settle and you will get what you get.
Yeah. I always used to think, okay, I can do all this stuff after my speech improves. Like, I can be a public speaker after my speech is higher, or I can speak to girls if my speech improves. But that's just stupid, right? I mean, you need to start taking that action, and you need to act as if your speech already has improved. Like, if you just take the action you would take anyway, even if you didn't have a stutter, right? Just take all of those actions, and who cares if you stutter or you stutter,
Yeah. It's not about trying not to stutter, because you're probably gonna stutter anyway. The point is, time is not gonna wait for you to stop stuttering. Life is not gonna wait for you to stop stuttering. Life is fleeting. So it's up to you to do something now, or you're not gonna do for your whole life, because you're waiting to stop stuttering before you do anything. And that's a trap.
Thank you, guys. I just want to say quick thanks to Arthur and Lee, who are watching us having this in-depth conversation about stuttering and the emotional baggage about stuttering. No, but seriously, just thanks for your patience while we chat about the stuff. If you have any questions, please add. We will look to incorporate them into this conversation. Lee says, accepting your stutter as part of who you are can be really difficult. And that is very, very true. It took us all many years to get to this point. What helped me a great deal was actually finding other people in a similar situation who were same wavelength thinking, kind of similar ideas and stuff. And two of these guys are here. And along the way, we picked up Sanjog as well.
Yeah.
Hey, wake up.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I'm like the honorary guest,
What helped you guys accept your stutter? I can start that one off. To be honest, I think it was more just seeing it as part of who I was. So I started to be comfortable with kind of talking about it to my friends and family. So just in kind of small conversations, if it cropped up, just small things like, excuse me, I've got a stutter, so I might block and pause here and there. Similar thing with job interviews. And then just a bit by bit, as you start to get more kind of wins along the way, that kind of reinforces your confidence. I have always been into like sports and that kind of stuff. I've got a very kind of expressive personality, and I think it was just more being eventually okay with being weak in front of people. That was the true strength in the end, because if you stop caring what other people think, if you start caring what other people think, then it really opens up a lot of possibilities. And eventually got into public speaking, and things just get better and better. And now on Facebook Live, answering your question, Lee, best year. Anyone else have anything to add? Let's see what Arthur's saying as well, actually. Having belief in yourself is the answer, in my opinion. I completely agree. And it's very hard to get that belief, but you do it by actually getting those wins. So if you can actually do tangible things, then you get that belief. Chris?
Yeah, taking action. To answer Lee's question, what helped me accept my stutter was when I started to work on desensitizing myself to people's reactions. I found like that really gave me the freedom that I needed to take working on my speech to the next level. Because when you really do not care what people think of you when you're in the middle of a block, that's when you can continue to do whatever you want to do in that moment. It's when we care too much that we feel like, oh no, I've got to stop. I have to stop stuttering. I have to change that word. I have to avoid. And then you get all the secondary behaviors that come with having a stutter. So that desensitizing myself through putting myself in very uncomfortable situations and embracing uncomfortable situations, seeking them uncomfortable situations. That's what really helped me to accept it. I found that I tried to just wake up one morning and accept my stutter, but it didn't work like that. It's too hard. You can't do that. So you can't just say, right, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to accept the fact that I have a stutter, and then I'm just not going to care no more. You have to do exercises to prove to yourself that you no longer care about having a stutter. And the way I did that was by talking to people all the time, exaggerating whatever technique I was working on at that time, and just continuing to do it over and over and over again in all situations, comfort zone situations, fear situations. And yeah, and Ao and Ruben really helped me to do that. Ao can share a couple of experiences that he put me through that I had to force myself to be desensitized. Go on, Ao.
Well, when I met Chris, he needed a lot of help, like we all did at one point.
Well, still does.
No, like for me, I can't do this alone. I can't work on my speech alone. I need people like Ruben, Chris, Sanjog, other people in our community to help me to feel safe and to feel comfortable in being myself. And that, for me, having the support community is what has helped me the most in the early stages, and even now to a certain extent. But what is helping me now is just the mindset of telling myself, if I want to become the person I want to become 5 years from now, I have to do this. It's as simple as that. So when talking about Chris' experience, what we both did together is we just attacked our feared situations right away. So we went to Westfields in Stratford, really busy, and I told Chris to say his feared words to a bunch of strangers. So I think it was boots. He was so fearful saying the word boots. So I just said, mate, you got no choice here. You have to, the next person we walk past, you're gonna ask him where boots is. And at first he couldn't do it, but after some encouragement and some hard words, he did it. And now he can say boots. And this is what we do as part of the Stop Holding Back coaching program. We take action, because that is the only way to becoming the person you want to become. There's literally no other way, in my opinion.
I just want to clarify as well, it isn't necessarily, okay, so he can got people now say boots, and he is not going to block again for the rest of his life on the word boots. But this is something that I just said, which is you get these small wins that eventually give you the confidence. And then if you've seen it work, then you know how to approach that next time, and it makes you a stronger communicator, and you develop the ability to coach yourself and react to adversity yourself, because it's easy to do things when things are going well, but the majority of the time things aren't going to be going well. And this is these are the skills that we are trying to give people, the ability to self-coach and react to adversity. Sandra?
Yeah. Can I add something quickly to that?
Yes.
Well, just continuing what you're saying quickly. Yeah, we learn to say stuff in our fair situations. We learn to say our feared words, and we're more happy, more confident. But it's all about training ourselves. So when we hit a feared situation, we understand that it's not the end of the world, and that we have these techniques. But if the techniques doesn't work, it doesn't matter, because we have the mentality and the toughness, the mental toughness to do it, stuttering or not. That's the key.
Sandy.
My name. So I want to talk a little bit about technique, right? Technique. I had a lot of issues with a technique, and I always thought that I had to use it to not stutter, right? And I would spend hours every day calling up people, hotels or whatever, and I would just try and force myself to use this technique perfectly, right? But in doing so, like, I just lost all my own belief in my own speaking mechanism. I thought that I had to speak with this technique, otherwise I was a failure, you know. Otherwise I would always be out of control. But I think it's more important to build belief in yourself and how you speak, and not to rely on any kind of technique.
I have to I agree with that. At this level, I completely agree with you. But at the same time, for someone who's just starting out, I think it's trial and error, I guess. But for what I found, for people who have no idea of any technique at all, it's good for them to start off somewhere, and then they can decide for themselves, like you have, that, okay, I know these techniques, try them for a number of years. Now I'm going to try this way, or do a mixture or combination and see what happens. And that's exactly how I speak now. I don't really use technique at all unless I need to. But the technique is subconscious for me for the most part. So if I'm gonna block, I take a deep breath, or do a hit and hold or a block release. It's more subconscious, so I don't really see it as technique anymore. I see it as part of the way I speak. But that takes a long time to get to that point. So technique is not for everyone, and I believe it's more important that you believe in the way you want to speak, and you believe in yourself. I think that's way more important than any technique.
Thank you, Ayo. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm off mute. Yeah, I do agree with Sandra in the sense that if you go too intensely maybe for an extended period of time, you end up, you don't sound like yourself, and it may sound strange, but what was I saying? Yeah, it may sound strange, but people see your voice, the way you talk, as part of your personality. So the way you convey a message, the energy you bring into conversation, that is part of your personality and your characteristics. And if you have to strip a lot of that back just to maintain a technique, just to tiptoe around stuttering for a long period of time, you start to lose yourself in a weird way. There might have to be a sacrifice for a certain amount of time just to gain better control of your speech and be able to speak a bit more freely. But if you become too obsessed with it, which I've seen from people over the years now, you end up kind of turning in to someone a bit different. Like you can lose that spark in yourself. And I personally believe sometimes you need to sacrifice a bit of fluency, a bit of control, just to be yourself and to connect with the people that you want to talk to. I'm trying really hard not to sneeze on it.
You're right. Preach, man. You do have to sacrifice some control if you really want to go to the next level. You really do. You can't focus on speaking like this. No one's gonna take you seriously, bro. You have to be yourself at the same time. Have to get the balance. So I completely agree.
All right, just want to give a quick few shout outs to people who have joined the chat. I hope you're still there. We got James Long. What's up, bro? How's it going? Hope you've been practicing pool and ping pong, because you're not good at it. And then we got Mohammed Abu Baker. How's it going, Mo? Been a few years since I've seen you, actually. Gosh, time flies. Just wanna okay, so got a comment from Lee again. I guess it depends on what works for you, doesn't it? Some people might feel that techniques make them sound robotic and not quite like themselves. I struggle with S words and often swap words if I can. What words do you find most difficult? I struggle a fair bit with N's and M's. They are the main ones that really annoy me. It's all good. You guys, what are your nemesis letters? Thank you, Mohammed.
That's interesting, you know. I always used to have like a big list of I struggle on S sounds, T sounds, R, but I don't even think about that shit anymore. Like, I don't think that this specific sound is hard for me to say. It's all shit. You can say every word in the English language on your own. So therefore, you don't have any feared sounds. It's just you hold back and that causes you to block or stutter. So I literally don't even think I have a feared word or a feared sound, because if you start thinking, oh, S's are hard, then every single time you're going to say an S, you're going to think, oh, I can't say an S. But the truth is, you can say S. You can say everything. So I personally think it's not good thinking about your feared sounds or your feared words, because if you're thinking about it, you're going to block on it. Mic drop.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, though, Sandra, about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so for someone who has, at the moment in their mind, they have feared sounds.
Yeah.
They can't say S sounds, or they can't say, I don't know, B sounds, or T sounds, or M sounds. How do you transfer your mindset from having that I have a feared sound or a feared word to the mindset that you now have? What was your process of changing that? Because I imagine at the beginning of your journey, you had that kind of mindset. You had that I can't say S sounds or whatever the sound may be. So how do you transform your mindset, in your opinion?
That's a hard one, you know. But like, I actually thought I physically had an issue on S's. Like, I literally thought that I physically couldn't say S sounds. So what I did was, on my own, I would just say all these hard words like hundreds of times on my own. Like, if I had an issue with the word apple, on my own, I'd just be like, apple, 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 apple. And it's like, you don't have an issue with saying apple. It's just whatever triggers you in the situation, that makes you stutter, not the word apple, you know? So for me, I think it was just, repeating hard words on my own, just over and over.
Was it literally an overnight realization for you then?
No, of course not.
No, I mean, once you run those exercises, and once you were saying those difficult sounds, was it an instant light bulb moment where you thought, as it goes, I haven't got an issue saying any of these sounds, it's just in the moment?
So good question, mate. So I think that the turning point happened and I stopped thinking I'm a stutterer. I always used to think I'm a stutterer, you know, like there's something up with me. But like now I literally think that I'm a fluent speaker who holds back when speaking. On my own, I don't have a stutter, so therefore I don't have a stutter. But with people, certain things cause me to hold back my emotions or whatever, so I hold back. That's how I view myself now. I literally think I'm a normal person, but I hold back. However, in the past, I would think I'm a stutterer. This is everyone else. I'm down here because I'm not as good because I'm a stutterer.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it changed, but it was a slow process of just thinking about shit on my own. Like I stopped listening to therapies and all this stuff, right? I started actually just sitting down on my own, and I asked myself, right, if I don't stutter on my own, then why do I keep calling myself a stutterer? You know, it's not helping me. Like constantly thinking that I'm a stutterer. Something's physically wrong with me. something physically is wrong with me. The truth is, there's nothing physically wrong with anyone. You can say any word, you know. That's my opinion anyway on the whole thing.
Yeah, I hate the term. I'll never call myself a stutterer ever again. I ain't call myself a stutterer in like a year. I will never say that word because I'm not a stutterer. I happen to stutter sometimes. That's how I view it. It's the same thing. It's holding back as well. But I totally agree with what you're saying. It's just what I do now is I understand the triggers. I don't try to work out why I stutter on my name or on this word. I try to work out what it caused me to stutter in this situation. Is it the person? Is it my dad behind me? Is it because I'm scared to look stupid? What is triggering me to stop my breathing? Why am I feeling I'm gonna choke? What's happening in my body? It's not because of the word. It's the situation. So that's how I try to understand my stutter, this thing, and now my speech is better. Just in general, across the board is better because I have the same approach as you.
All right, guys. Sorry. Finish up there, go on.
Yeah, but that is very advanced. You can't expect someone off the street who's not had any sort of therapy to understand that. That's not going to work.
Stuttering roadman.
Yeah, that would actually make it worse sometimes for some people. You sometimes have to take people through a process where I don't know, just take them through a process. Then they might come to what's the word I'm looking for? The realization by themselves. But you can't force people to think that way. It's impossible.
That's the hard bit. Just a quick one, going to do a run through. Got a little tongue twister from Lee.
I can't do tongue twister.
7 sausages sizzling in a saucepan. Boom. Chris, go.
7 sausages sizzling in a saucepan.
2 out of 2. Who's next?
Certain sausages sizzling in a saucepan.
Oof, you can do better. Go a bit faster, go on.
Certain sausages sizzling in a saucepan. I've got a list, man. Come on.
I'll give you 7 out of 10. And Sandro Sandy, the master of the S's.
The master of the S's, that's not me. But 7 sausages sizzling in a saucepan. 7 sausages sizzling in a saucepan.
Yeah, boy. So we've got James Long. Changing that mindset is hard if you have negative experience after negative experience, which we have all experienced. That's why if you do want to improve fluency, that initial work on technique is important, which is exactly what I said. At least someone's listening to me.
And you need friends.
Yeah, man.
Friends who understand you and family. Because
Faizan, thank you very much. Hi, how are you doing today, bro? Thank you for joining. I thought it would be something cool just to do for this next bit. So we've got a few people watching on. Okay, half on the left now, but there's still people left there. If you have any questions, like you can comment, or if you have any random things, it doesn't even have to be about stuttering or speech.
I've got a topic, maybe.
Let's see if someone asks a question. At least give them the opportunity, because there's a lag between our Zoom and Facebook feed. Let's wait patiently. Man like Faizan's online. Yes.
Who's online?
Faizan, Sheikh.
Oh, okay.
The Mancunian. Manchester, the United Stand. Stretford End's finest. Cheer up, guys.
We're talking about, I am very pleasantly happy, I'd say, at the moment.
Sandra, how are you finding this call, actually?
Yeah, good, you know.
Better than part 1?
In periods, better than part 1. Nah. But
yesterday. Yeah.
what's that?
No, sorry, go on. Oh, sorry. Get a hold of it. When did you guys first start stuttering? How dance off between room and there? It's not a dance off.
Remember.
So I started talking when I was 2. Started stuttering when I was 4. So I'm a good 2 years of
That fluency, that sweet fluency.
Yeah, bit of a chatterbox apparently. Yeah. Things change, right? Sanjog, when did you start stuttering?
I started at age 5. Yes, so I had about 3 years of fluent speech, and then decided to be a stuttery fuck.
Welcome to the club, bro. Christopher Jackson.
I cannot remember not having a stutter, but my parents reckon it came on when I was about 6 or 7 years old.
And AO can't remember.
And I don't think it's important.
That wasn't the question, though, was it?
And it's not important.
Right. I see a message from James Long. The next social, can we have a dance off between Ruben and AO? Saw some moves from you both on Instagrams.
Anytime, mate.
Yes. AO, aka Terry Crews. Chris, bring the glow sticks. I'll bring the whistle.
Wow, man. That's terrible.
Yeah, that video of you talking up the spicy food, mate, I found on the weekend. I was laughing my head off.
I was sweating, man. That was bad.
So it's funny. No, it was just the stuff you said. Because
no video.
so it was stuff you said. I'm gonna get the copy and post it, but I think I saw something you said like, my belly's full, but my mind's still hungry or something. I'm still gonna put food in my mouth. I know where they're gonna go, but face all shiny. People in the background trying to get out of the clip and disassociate themselves with you.
It was a good video. It was a good time. Good wedding.
Thanks, man. So all quite different ages. Sorry, AO, didn't mean to offend. It's fine. Just offend AO as much as you can, please.
No, man. James, it's all right, bro. It's all right.
It wasn't James, actually. It's all good. It was Lee Bethany Young. Where did all you guys meet?
I met AO, I remember, on a Maguire course. And he was on his high and I was on my low. And this guy was like, you need to put in the work, just put in the work. And I was like, fuck you, man. and that was in
2018.
2018, yeah. No, it wasn't. Was it?
No, maybe.
Yeah.
Beginning.
No, I met you before. No, yeah. 100%. Yeah, 2000. No, it wasn't. I was on the ITV course in 2017.
That's September then or something. September. Yeah. September. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I met.
I apologize for that.
It's all good, mate. It's all good.
The
others I met, I don't know.
Wolf TV. Chris, I met through AO. AO, I met him when he was a baby.
Yeah.
You know what? I still remember the day I met him. He was like a little like a fetus in the stuttering world. I can now he's like reached puberty. What was it? I think it was May 2017, right?
Newcastle course.
Nah, Bristol.
Oh, Bristol. Sorry, yeah, it was Bristol. No, we met the Newcastle course.
No, I didn't.
Oh, sorry, Bristol was, yeah, sorry, my bad. It was Bristol.
I know you're bad.
Down that hill in the shopping centre.
No,
The slope.
I met you in the lifts.
Okay.
I was with Brogan, and you were like, "Man, I hope this works." And I'm like, "Don't worry, bro. Just trust them. It'll work." You're like, "Hope so. Go. Hope so. Please. Hope it works." Seriously, I see. This is how the competition went. And then I was like, "Don't worry. Everything will be fine." He said, "I hope so. And then he went off, and I was like, let's see what happens. And then I think I remember like I think second day or later on the first day, I think I walked past like the room with the freshers, and I just heard like some high pitched screaming. And I was like, "What's going on?" And then I looked in the room, I see AO like this, like, "Yeah, hey, yeah."
What
And
did
I'm
you
like,
do?
"Oh,
Oh,
What did he do?
so funny, man."
man, freaking
What was he
brainwashed,
doing?
mate. I was brainwashed, mate.
And he was like screaming out his
I can imagine AO just like walking around, hands on ribs, saying, "Bah!" Because
Mate, never again, mate.
And I still remember once on contacts when he went up to some small lady on the street and just like towering above her. And she was like, "Whatever you want, it's fine." That way.
Yeah. You don't need to do that stuff on Stop Holding Back, man.
So funny. But that was all part of the process, isn't it? Part of the learning process. Part of us finding out what worked for us specifically. Because in the end, some things aren't going to work for everyone. You're going to come across different personalities and different types of people that you're going to have to coach and have to get to self-coach. And we are all different in the end. So that was all part of the process. You can't disregard those experiences completely. They all taught us something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Comedy gold, though, seriously.
It was funny. It was a good time.
Yeah, mate. So much fun.
It was funny. It was a good time.
Until it got weird, it was fun.
until it got weird.
Yeah.
No, come on. Let's stop there. Let's move on.
Nah, man, let's keep going.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Ooh, we have 11 people watching. So by my calculation, 9 people. Come back.
I've got a good topic.
As soon as I say 11, 2, 6. Wait, where are they going? Come back.
Let's start talking about this then. Something
Yes.
that's important.
Yes.
The importance of having the right support in terms of your friends and your family. Chris has a good idea about this.
What about this? Sorry.
A good idea about the importance of support.
Yeah, well, for me personally, my support network was critical to my success. I think that a lot of people think their support network only should come from the stuttering community, which I don't personally agree with. I think when you're trying to make improvements with your speech and personal development as a whole, the people closest to you should be fully aware of what you're doing and what you're working on and what you're going through, so that whenever you can get a little bit off track or things aren't quite working out the way you initially planned, they're aware of what they should be prompting you on to put you back on that straight and narrow road, whatever road that may be at the time. Yeah.
And it's important to have that, because in the end, there's so many things you can't do by yourself. And perfect example would be like tennis players or boxers or people in individual sports. Behind them, they have a whole team of people that keep them accountable and support them, right? So even though you see that one person getting all these achievements, behind them there's a whole team of people working with them, working together. And it's the same thing here. You can't do it by yourself, and it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness, and it's actually a sign of strength. Sign of strength. Sandy, coastal breathing.
What about it, man?
What do you want to say? What were you going to say?
About coastal breathing?
Yeah.
I think coastal breathing can be a fantastic technique for anyone who has a stutter. However, for me personally, I became so obsessed with using coastal breathing to not stutter. One sec. No. Anyway, no, I'm not. Give me 10 minutes.
Mom!
Like, Mom, leave me alone. Mom! Anyway, so coastal breathing. Coastal breathing can be awesome. For me, I kept using it to not stutter. Like I would think, okay, if I take this coastal breath and I do deep and breathy tone and I get perfect timing and I speak really loudly, then I won't stutter. And I was just obsessed with that, which is obviously not the right attitude to have.
Schoolboy
guys,
error is the word. Schoolboy error. So just to elaborate, Sandy made a schoolboy error, but now he will explain how he rectified the schoolboy error as soon as he's finished talking to his mum.
Yeah,
Auntie.
My mum just keeps saying like, how long are you gonna be? I was like, 10 minutes, Mum. And then in 1 minute she comes back like, how long are you gonna be? Like, well, 9 minutes now. So anyway, what was I saying?
You were using coastal breathing to not stutter, and you thought if you did everything that you intended to do, you would not stutter.
Yeah.
And then when you start stuttering, it went down.
Yeah.
Problems.
Like I would be having FSD, and I would think, oh no, I shouldn't be stuttering. I shouldn't be out of control.
What's FSD? Sorry. No acronyms here, bro.
No acronyms on StopHoldingBack. So FSD stands for freezing, struggling, or distorting.
And great examples of all three right there.
That's a good example. So it'd be like freezing and then a bit of struggling. No, that's not struggling. It's like struggling and then distorting. That's some good FSD examples. So anyway, I'll be having FSD and I'll be thinking, oh no, I shouldn't be having this. I need to be on the streets, doing more contacts. I need to be always in control. But for me personally, I just could not keep it up. And mate, I tried 4 times. 4 times. I tried like 100 contacts a day. I tried every bit on that checklist. I tried everything. It's just not for me. Like, but if you use coastal breathing to let go and express yourself, then it's great, I think.
Yeah.
Whoa, what? Wait. Sounds a bit of an anticlimax there, mate. What does that mean? So,
no, man. I was just done. I was like, I'm out.
bro, what is this?
So,
man tapped out.
So I think if you're new to coastal breathing and you strictly use it to express who you are, and you use it to show others you have a stutter, it's awesome. However, if you're using coastal breathing to not stutter, then it's just not going to work ever.
I've got a question for you then.
Yeah.
Why go for the hassle of using coastal breathing to show people you stutter when you can just stutter? Talk normally and stutter.
Yeah, that is true. But for some people, they hate how they actually stutter. And if you use coastal breathing, you can show people an improved stutter, you know, like speaking like that. And I think for some people that's preferable to just out of control stuttering.
But what if you do that and you're still actually scared of showing your real stuff?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Is that possible?
Yeah, man. I'd be like I would be using hit and holds and block release all the time, but I was still scared of my actual stutter. I would hate being out of control and the other person hearing me actually stutter. I was happy going like block release and my name is Sanjo, all that shit. I'd do that, but as soon as I broke down, I would hate it, and I would do anything I could to avoid really stuttering. What are you laughing at, AO?
Because it's so true.
Yeah, I'm telling the truth.
No, it's true. It's true. It's completely true. Then it actually comes back to something we were talking about earlier in regards to acceptance, because there comes a point where like you have to find that sweet spot, because the more you go into this this kind of advertised, this synthetic way of stuttering, you start to move further and further away from it. And you can even call it fluent stuttering, because man, that stutter is good. But it isn't actually, as in, if it doesn't feel like you're stuttering, because consciously it may look like it, but subconsciously it doesn't feel like it, then you always have a fear, right? Because your fear is a subconscious feeling.
Yeah.
The way like people will perceive you, but more than that, the way you perceive yourself. Because in the end, on the outside, everyone will say this guy can't talk, or whatever, or he sounds like a bit mad. But inside, you know, hang on a minute, there's more to come, and you're afraid of showing that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I need to leave, I think. Pretty spaced out.
Sorry?
I need to leave.
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
You rolling out?
Sorry?
You're rolling out.
I am indeed.
The crew.
Nice to have you on the call.
This is a critical point, bro.
It is actually.
and you're actually leaving. This is your topic, Sandra, and we got to right at the end.
I've already had everything that there is.
No, I'm joking. I'm just making you feel good.
It's a trick. Right, I'm out.
Dude. Yeah, Boris is on soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Lee. Yeah, we will sign off and we will hand the podium over to Boris very, very shortly.
All right, Sandro, see you later, mate.
All right, guys.
So,
Peace out, guys.
Sandro, thank you. Thank you, Angelica, for the kind words and love and emoji.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Yeah. See you later, bro. Yeah, Ayo, Chris. Just following on from what he said, I actually have this exercise that has been working for me for I think the past 6 months to a year now. Actually, I can't remember exactly when I first started. I do remember the first time I used it, but I've been using it consistently now. And so before I talk, if I kind of expect it to be hard, or even at the start of the day, I just repeat to myself 10, 20 times. I stutter and I'm not afraid to show it. I stutter, I'm okay to show it. Just keep doing that again and again. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. They don't care. They say anything. I don't care. Just keep saying it again and again and again. And to be honest, the other day when I did my speech at the wedding, that's literally all I did before for a few minutes. And that wasn't even just before it was like about half an hour to an hour before. That's all I did. I practiced speech in that week to my friend at the start of the week first. I blocked a few times with him, just practiced in the car, and then said those words, because in the end, if you're afraid of it, then
you're dead.
You can use techniques and shit, but in the end, like, to me, the entire thing, these are all chains and handcuffs and that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
You got to find your piece of it. That's it.
Yeah. I guess there's two ways to think about it. You accept it, or you won't accept it and you fight. But they both are the same thing, because you both of them are saying you're gonna keep on going, no matter what.
Thank you, Angelica, for your kind words again. Wow, I feel so loved.
That's my missus, by the way.
I know. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Don't worry, Terry. I can't compete with her dance moves anyway.
Oh, shut up, man.
Nah, it's all good. Shall we think about wrapping this up soon?
You got any last words?
I'm done. So you can close off the evening. Go on.
Chris, go on, you do it.
I think let's wrap it up, because Prime Minister's about to address the country.
Prime Minister?
Where's the next one?
Johnson. What, the next one of these?
Where's the next one?
Tomorrow.
Let's get tomorrow, man. Come.
Tomorrow, let's do it.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
What time tomorrow?
Same time every day, Pinky.
All right, cool.
Yeah, this is fine.
6 o'clock or something.
We did the first one at around 6, yeah. We did 6 to around 6:30, 6:40, and now this is like what, 10 past 7 to half 8. It's quite a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're live for an hour.
We've got 8 people watching us live right now. 8 people. It's been consistent. Really good.
I think we peaked at 14. Cheers, guys. It means a lot.
Yeah, to the 8 to 14 people that were watching, we thank you very much. And we will be on the same time tomorrow. around 6, half 6. So we
Guys,
look forward to seeing you then.
It's been a pleasure. Let's see what Boris has in store for us. Mr. Johnson.
Wait,
Let's go.
wait. Don't forget, stop holding back.